It's the holiday for, or anniversary for Star Trek Online. It's the 6th-year anniversary. Once again, they're giving away a ship. Just have to log in, do some daily events, and you should be good to go. Right now, I'm cleaning up on some stuff as I log in. Let's see here. I also think I need to clean up my inventory. I want to keep that. I want to keep that. I got a bunch of junk here that I really don't need. Trying to just sort it out a little bit before I start recycling. Okay. Okay, now to get rid of the food by telling my people they're hungry, basically. There is a new lockbox. Actually, let's go to... I need to go to the Vulcan system. Or maybe not. Actually, I need to go to Starbase. Not K7. Where's Sierra? There it is. See if they fixed the daily thing. Because once I can complete that, I can start working on... I can show you what the daily event is. There's a mission or quest, depending upon the game you play, that Q sends you out for, and you have to... Well, it still says ground. You have to go out and find the destabilized particles that Q put out and about in the world, or, well, universe. And basically, yeah. And if you could hear that, they just made sort of a reference to Airplane. This is one of the many games to do in the game. Is an Omega stabilization. It's part of the event. You just use the arrow keys on your keyboard and go up and down, collecting as many of these particles as you can. The more you get, the better you do. The better you do, the more particles you, I think, technically destroy. More particles you destroy, the more bonus event items you get. There's a small crafting thing I'll show you here in a second. Wow. Okay. And they did fix it. That particle used to be like outside of where you could reach, which made it kind of a pain in the ass. So I gotta beam back up. Head back to Sol. which actually isn't too far. I'll just fly back, give you a little chit chat. Don't want to go to station. Let's exit to sector. Now, I like what they did with the sector space and the more, well, one of the updates a while ago. I was like, it's been that way for quite a while, but you know. So sector space, they used to have it broken apart into like narrow sections, and you had to change at each border. They made it into one massive area now, and what's this one? No, it's one of my missions. Okay, let's see. So now it's one massive area, so I could fly from Earth all the way down to the area where the Klingon KDF is. I could even go to Kono. Like here you can see the Klingon Fleet Starbase. Oh, and it sounds like a train, maybe? Or a plane. Okay. So, but I'm here at the Sierra 39 outpost. I just want to head back to Earth. Now, you can look at the entire galaxy map. They broke it down into the quadrants on how you have to basically when you're doing different, when you have to load up different times. So this is all one area. The beta quadrant, the alpha quadrant is all one massive area. The delta quadrant is one area. Now this is similar to how it used to be for the beta quadrant and the alpha quadrant, but this is just all they have put in so far for the delta quadrant. I don't know if they will expand that out later or not. You can kind of see also where it all fits together here. So, yeah. And, yeah, that should be the Sol system. I'm still, what, 5 light years away. There's red alert events while you're flying around. You can go out and do them. I might do one a little bit later. Just want to turn this in so I can complete the anniversary daily. They had me go to a few locations to do the destabilized particles. And if you look at the ship I'm flying the Dreadnought. Now I'm pretty sure, I think this is the Yamato class version. But it's the Dreadnought cruiser. I like it. I got it set up fairly well. I've been upgrading some of my gear. I'm waiting for another upgrade event. I've been building upgrades and stuff as I've been going. And as you can tell, it's the anniversary event. They have the 6-year anniversary signs being hollow emitted everywhere. I don't know if this is different than the party horn that I have already. That's what I'm gonna look at. I have an explosive party popper. So, you know, I get to choose something. This is a party horn, so it might be a little bit different. So I'll go ahead and pick that this time. Now, there are other dailies. They will give you fleet marks and other stuff. You can choose one and you'll get like a pack of marks. But here, I'll go into my inventory, and I actually need to put my normal outfit back on. Actually, let's see, health. I have more health when I have this on. There's some trade-offs to it. So I just go ahead and put it like place of that tribble. And didn't put it down on my bar. Yeah, so it does do a little different thing. It shut out a cupcake with a candle. That's kind of funny. So there's different party poppers and stuff. Put that tribble back. Let's see. I need to clean up some bag space quick. They started doing a... Oh, looks like I'm full up on space for that. Guess I'll just shift that up there. Okay. Isomorphic injections. So I have enough for the counter command. Is this bound to me? Yeah, bound to character. Okay, so I have a bunch of tribbles in here. I actually bred them out. I really don't need 3 of each. Trying to see what I can maybe get rid of. I also probably don't need all those suits. I only need to keep 5 on me. 1 for me, and then 4 for my followers. So these 2 blue ones, let's drop them. Well, for now, I'll drop that down there. Now it's a count bind on equip, if you notice. So what I'm going to do, let's see, my account bank is full. Of course it is. I had dropped a bunch of stuff in here for my other people to use. Here, grab those for myself. Drop that one in there for other people. I have people that probably could use a decent set of, are these also a count? Bind to character. Bound to character. Yeah, I got all those out of the Tholian, or not lockbox, but the Tholian, mission box thing. Or the rep box. Okay, so festive party popper. So I got all kinds of party poppers anymore. Every year they kind of do a different one. So longer you play, the more you get. As long as you play on the anniversary. I kind of missed a couple anniversaries because kind of got bored with the game, so I had stopped playing, or I didn't play as much. Let's see. Really don't need some of the stuff I'm keeping because, well, Mark 13 items are fairly decent. Getting them as Mark 13 is nice. But I don't use a lot of, I don't know. I don't use a lot of this stuff. I probably, see, they're all bound to character. If they're like the biomolecular, yeah, I don't need. Oops. Blue gear isn't really worth keeping around for the most part, because of, even though it's Mark 13, yeah, it's nice and all, it does more damage. I might, like, some of the stuff is, a lot of the stuff is from the faction doing daily stuff. So keeping anything that was marked or blue isn't really important. Now this was from a mission reward. It's nice that if you get a pole, like an omnidirectional, to keep one, keep those, because you don't get them too often. I could sell off a bunch of my crappy. Let's see here. Let's just drop that in there for now. Now this is part of a set. It's part of the new set from the missions. There's more pieces to it. They haven't all unlocked yet. I have to wait until it has, and then I can try it again. Let's see here. But, like, I won't worry too much about the rest of this. I don't gain a lot of stuff. Go ahead and ditch. Okay. So Q's back. He comes every holiday. He comes every anniversary. But party patrols a mission down below. Again, you can get marks. Apparently I can do this again. I started it yesterday, but it was kind of bugged. It tells you where to go. See Vulcan space, Sol, Earth space dock space, and then K7 ground. So it's some different spots this time. So I need to beam up to my ship, and we'll be good to go. You get 40 of the marks a day from doing the daily. So what you gotta do is you gotta find the... Oh. Apparently I was on one. So basically I just gotta... I'm backing up slowly. And basically it's just this mini game of catching the particles. And sometimes it bugs out just like that. Makes it a pain in the ass. I did get a red particle. I guess that's kind of good. They all go into your research and development spot because, well, it's just where they go. They're basically research and development particles. There are not missions really, but you can send your duty officers to turn stuff in with them, create stuff with them. There's red, yellow, and blue. And people will compete for the particles. I don't know that it's going to let me do this one again, because yeah. Basically, you just have to look around, see where there are the particles, and try to get to some. If you get too close to the Earth space dock, it will put you on thruster maneuvers only, which means you go super slow. Let's see. I was hoping to see, sometimes I'll stick them inside here. I only see the one where I did earlier. Oh, there's one. I just want to do another one before I go. I don't need red, really. I just want to make sure that it is. Sometimes they give you different... wonderful. I was hoping to try to get more, because it would have been nice to not get just one. But, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and take off out of here. Whichever place the blue is, I'm going to probably stick around a bit. Just because I need more blue. And apparently it's not giving me credit for doing that. Okay, well, Vulcan, it says. Vulcan space. Now, I'll go ahead and go do Vulcan. Actually, let's do the Borg. Blow them up. Give me something interesting to look at. Because watching me do a little daily thing is kind of boring.
Resistance is futile.
And yes, I fly right into the middle of all of them. I've got this thing set up as a tank, so for the most part, not a problem. I also use my omnidirectional beam array to get all the attention. Or not omnidirectional. I use my fire at will. It means each beam array they can shoot in every direction, you know, whatever direction it wants. Just goes after whatever is within range, and yeah. Once I get their attention, I then use feedback pulse because, let's see, where are people going? Oh, I already got a group over this way. Let's see. As you can see, I can take a decent amount of beating, but I can also repair a lot of my damage. So
integrity below 75%. Warning. Ship.
okay. That's one drawback to the board. They actually will use tractor beams on you, which they did in the shows and movies. So maybe I was the only one that went this way.
Rear shield failing. Core shields failing. Right shields failing.
Well, even if I did, I am the only one who went this way. I'm flowing the shit out of these guys. One cube's about dead.
Resistance is futile.
And apparently, I was in groups before where things would just blow up really quick. I assumed it was other people, but apparently I'm fairly well geared now, so that way I can be the one that's completely nuking the crap out of stuff. Well, maybe I did have one help, or I don't know.
Resistance detected. Human matrix 0, 0.
I am not. The Borg do not scare me. Now, this ship, it's the main ship that they send out with this fleet group once you defeated the 4 groups of smaller ships. Yeah, like the cubes or spheres and stuff. So, once you defeat those 4, basically you just gotta deal with this. And I think it was in Voyager, maybe, or maybe they put it in another. You get Omega marks from doing these, for the Borg ones. So, Omega marks are for the Omega reputation. Or, let's see, I'll pop them up real quick once I'm out. Task Force Omega. And you can get different stuff. I've actually been saving up. I actually have enough for this now. Thing is I'm not sure I really want this. I'd rather have other stuff. It is part of the weapon set. It would give me a 2-piece out of it, because I already have the omnidirectional beam array, or the kinetic cutter beam, and let's look at the T-set. I could replace my torpedo. Yeah, it would boost my weapon damage. I might just go ahead and do that. I'll have to upgrade it before I put it in. How am I on? Got a fair amount. So this isn't too bad. Now, sometimes it leaves you out in the middle of nowhere. Head to Deep Space K7. Now, when you're flying in sector space like this, once you have you're on a straight path, we have quantum slipstream drive, where we can go into a quantum slipstream and go a lot faster. If you have some engines, they will let you go faster. You know, there's all kinds of stuff that will let you go faster in sector space. Some people actually have sets that will let them go super fast. They use them for... There's a race that you have to run around to certain areas. So it's one of the ways that people, you know, they set up a speed set for that race. Okay, now at K7 it is ground, so I gotta go dock. Now K7's one of the older starbases. It's one I think we saw in one of the Star Trek shows, maybe? Because it's along the Klingon defense area. Okay, it looks like the particle is this way. Apparently it's in the club. Go figure. Way to go, Q. Oh, hey. And minigame. As I completely screw it up. Every so often it does that jump forward because you just destroyed a particle. And it gets faster. 780 is not bad. Not great either. But this is yellow. But because it's yellow, means I want more of them. I think. No, it's blue I needed more of. Yellow I need some too. You need one of each to make one of the upgrades. And I'm completely sucking on this. So you need one of each for each type. So I guess ideally I would need 20 more. You get one every time, or you can get 2 or even 3 if you do it properly. It seems they've been putting them just in the corridor, which is interesting. Looks like there's a group of people over here, so yep. Sometimes you can look at the clusters of people and you can figure out where everyone is, means probably where all the particles are. So, yeah, once I get a few more of these particles, I will seems so slow at the start of it once you've gotten it fairly quick. Okay. This is just a bunch of shops, and also apparently particles. Now, if you remember, the area that the quest had highlighted on the map was not this area. So these are the ones that will just spawn. People can do all over and over and over again. Sometimes they like to do that where the ones that you can do for the daily is somewhere different than the ones that people can just grind out. So that way people aren't cause stealing from somebody and stuff like that. Which might be why I was having issues getting the completed done for the Earth space. Because I might have been in the wrong area. I wouldn't mind it where if they did it where you can only do them once, like there were X number and you can only do them once a day. And after the day reset, they did 2 for you, so that way, I don't know. Because this is something that if you ground them out, you can get free upgrades. Now, I guess it's not technically free because you're spending a lot of time doing this. But, you know, an upgrade's an upgrade. Let's see. Some people just end up standing in one spot and doing them as they spawn, because sometimes it's just easier that way. They can watch TV, do other stuff while they're doing this. They don't have to worry about, you know, and if it's the color that you need, the more of, pretty sure the reason I have so many of the red is last year they did this too. They did it a little differently. They ended up fixing it, but it was so bugged that I ended up getting just tons and tons of only the one color. Okay, so technically I need 6 more, which would be 3 more if I do this right. Now this room is actually a pretty good place to farm the yellow. I only say that because, you know, you can just run from one spot to the next, doing each one. If you haven't played Star Trek Online, there are some things that you can get for free. It's a free-to-play game. Like, they do events like this. It's great to participate in the events. They just take time to participate, and you can get ships and stuff like that from the events. That's actually why I was doing, like, once this daily completes, I'll get 40 of the special marks for working on this event, and that will get me, oh, here, pull it up. I guess I pulled up the wrong, but there's a ship. You go down to events. This time it's a science vessel. It's a Krenin science vessel. So once you get 1,000 of them, you get 400 for doing one mission, and then you get 40 a day. So it'll take some time, yes, but the they give you almost enough time to do it twice. So really, you know, it's not a big deal about, you know, you don't have to like rush. If you miss a couple days, it's not the end of the world. They expect people to like have life events, so they just make it so if you miss a day, you still have time to get the marks that you need to get the ship. So if you think about it, you need 1,000 to get the ship. You get 400, so you only need 600 really after that, which is 15 days worth of the daily, which is just doing the minigame. You don't have to do all the extra stuff like I am. Like standing around gathering more and more of the omega particles. But it doesn't hurt. Because, like I said, you can get other stuff. So like, here, you see I have a bunch of red and stuff. I only need the blue particles, and I'll be able to do more. And what you get out of doing this, once you combine a bunch of them, you get special omega particle tech upgrades, and they are awesome. They have more tech points in them, a higher quality improvement chance, and they work on anything. So if you've been trying to upgrade gear, which that's one of the things that's really cool, is you can upgrade your gear. You have to use tech upgrades. Normally they're specific to the type, but there's some that are universal. Did we drain this area dry? But some of them are universal, but a lot of them, they are specific to the type. So there's beam array upgrades, and I think I have some in here. I've been stockpiling them. See, there's ground gear upgrades, beam weapons, science, engineering, shields. I've got some universal ones for free. Oh yeah, if you start playing now, they do promotions on a daily event. Not seeing it today. Wonder what today's bonus is. Okay. Now, the C store, or the Zen store, it used to be called the C store because it was for Cryptic, the Cryptic store. The Zen store is basically, Zen's the currency for money. You pay money, real money, to get. There are ships you can buy and stuff like that. You don't have to buy the ships to be geared and do well. There are some really good ships that you get for free, especially through some of these holiday events, whether it be anniversary or, you know, it's just a matter of putting in the time to get some of them. Looks like the particles move. Like I said, I'm just going to get to 27, which should be really soon. Once I have 27, I'll move on to the blue. Unfortunately, that means that we spend a lot of time at blue. Now, this sort of reminded me of Guitar Hero when I first started doing this. Except you have to move the slider up and down versus you just tap on the thing. Okay, I'm at 24. There's one over on the table here. And if I do this right, wow, 1200. Okay, and yet I still only get 2. I only need 1 more, so don't know if I can destabilize this one again. No. Let's check this corridor. Nothing there. Okay, so sometimes nope. There's one. That's what I need. Now I just need to do it where shit. Now, if they have a Q over their head, like that guy on the up above the window, means they have a mission for us. Now, there are daily missions in lots of places, depending upon what you want to do. Depends on what you can do, or what you do. But you can do all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of dailies. There's even besides the holiday events, there's even PvE queues for the people that like the PvE. There's PvP. I know some people do fairly well in PvP even without having to buy ships, so I mean, I don't know that it's a requirement to have purchased a ship. But, there are some really good purchase ships, though, too. Okay, now I need to go back to Vulcan. Go back to Vulcan, and, yeah. Set course for Vulcan. My quantum slipstream drive's still 2 minutes. Oh, still ticking down. Now, if you saw, there was some other missions I could have done there at that base. They have the Foundry. People create missions. Then they made it so that way when you go to a place, you can just do that mission, like some of those Foundry missions that are done by players. It's kind of cool. Some people do an amazing job on some of these Foundry missions, and some of them are kind of broken, but you'll have that. Now people do fix them and stuff like that, so it just might take a little time for someone to get all the bugs out of it. An example to one being bugged, I found one that when your away team spawned in with you, some of them would spawn outside of the area, and so you were doing the mission by yourself. You had no help. If you enable astrometrics, it will show you basically below you and stuff like that, like a grid. And it kind of fits with this grid. It changes color depending upon what faction it has the control of that region. So green for the Romulans, red for the KDF or Klingon Defense Force. So that's just how that goes. Okay. Now you notice my warp nacelles are kind of tilted. I actually did that on my own. You can modify your ships how they look, customize them. Okay. I need lots of blue. Lots and lots of blue. Okay. They only spawn in 2 spots? That's kind of crappy. That's true. I'm gonna sit myself between the 2, and whenever it triggers, I'll just start scanning them. I think that's what this guy did in Ferengi 1. Okay. While I wait. While I wait, go ahead and go in here. Let's see how many I can queue up. Oh, and that's where I run out. So I can do 4. That'll get me 4 more of those, which means eventually I can get... Once I get to 3, I can make... Yeah. It takes a lot to get one upgrade. Well, if you think about it. So it's 3 to make this. So 3 makes... That means 9, 27... And so you need 27 of each. Which, that's what I was going for. That's 1 upgrade. Oh, this is kind of being annoying. Now, what I think some people are doing are going out and then coming back in, because I'm not getting the thing saying, hey, there's a particle I can scan. Let's do that. Let's try going out and back in. As it probably sends me right through his ship. Totally safe. Totally. Go ahead and go back and enter Vulcan. Probably the most visits that Vulcan gets. The busiest Vulcan's been in a long time. So, yeah, just apparently I had to exit and come back. That's kind of crappy. I might stop the stream because this is kind of boring. Just watching me play this silly minigame. And apparently, comments being added to a PDF I commented on. Well, that was lagtastic. like I said, I think once I'm done with this mini game, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream because this is kind of not exciting. There's a lot more to the game than playing this mini game. Unfortunately, during holiday events, this is sort of what you spend a lot of time doing because, well, I want to get that free ship. Even though it's a science vessel that I normally don't fly, you know, it'd be nice to have. So here we go. And I'll, like I said before, I'll try to keep streaming about every day at about 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock Eastern, that is. You can follow me on Twitter. Yeah, I'll probably tweet out before I start a stream. I think actually I have Twitch telling people I'm broadcasting a stream, so definitely follow me on Twitter, then you'll know when I'm, you know, streaming.